Hello again, Struct Club. Today I'm bringing you another video which could be considered a guide, and this one would be about caps. Hard caps in Torchlight 3 and in particular how to manage those. I would also talk about certain skills and items that could help you deal with them better. In this video I would like to talk to you about caps, things that you may not know when you start the game on first glance. Things that are capped are block chance and evasion. They don't go more than 40%. Crit chance doesn't go more than 40%. Crit damage doesn't go more than 300%. There is also damage reduction, but we're going to talk about damage reduction a little bit later. So as long as you know those four things, you should be kind of fine when you want to consider certain items, certain legendary powers, certain affixes, and certain passives and active skills. So for example, the pet can give you 15% crit chance, and things like Scout's Bones can give you 10% for precision, but that's only for precision. Ghost Visage can give you, for example, on the Sharpshooter, another up to 50% increase to precision skills. So 50 with this and this, that's 60, and with the pet 15, that's 75. And if you have in your gear another up to 25%, I've only got 4.9, you can get that to 200, but it's not really 100. Then there's things like Snowstorm tier 3, the Cold Heart Aura. It supposedly lets you 100% always critically hit frozen enemies. It doesn't work right now. They're figuring a way to fix this. Another thing that's affected by this glitch where you can't go over 40%, even though some skills are supposed to, is the Shrine. The Shrine that gives you 100% crit chance for its duration. It right now caps you at 40. So if you get that Shrine and look at your crit chance here, it's not gonna go over 40. The developers are working on fixing this, but it's good to know it for now. Consider whether you need that 15% from the pet or not based on how much crit chance you got in your gear. Of course, two-handers give you extra crit chance, and they can have crit chance in the row in the bottom, so you might want to consider that. And to avoid crit damage doesn't go over 300, so another thing to consider. If you have enough crit chance, maybe focus on crit damage, and yeah, if you don't think you need more crit chance because you're using things like Ghost Visage, you might wanna get more flat or crit damage as well. What else could we mention? There's other things again that give you crit chance for other heroes, for example, crit chance to light skills, crit chance to dark skills, and things like that. So consider those bonuses. Those will not for now go over the cap. Eventually later they're probably gonna make certain things such as this go over the cap, and they're gonna make things such as the Snowstorm and the Shrine go over the cap. Block chance and evasion capping at 40% means you have 36% chance to get hit if you have both of them at 40%. And you can combine this with the Cold Hearts, Frostskin, and Ice Shield, but the thing is, Frostskin right now has a low cooldown, so it may not be that great. Another cap in the game that's worth mentioning in this video is damage reduction. Damage reduction cannot go over 90%. For example, let's take someone like the Realm Master. The Realm Master has Hammer Spin, which is a melee skill. If it hits an enemy, it triggers Fighter Spirit, and Fighter Spirit is a passive skill that every hero has, that's not mentioned anywhere. So unless you've noticed it yourself or read patch notes, you might not know it. How it works is you hit an enemy with a melee attack. It could be a basic melee attack or a skill that's considered a melee attack, and only the Realm Master and the Forge have skills that are considered melee attacks, but every other hero can use a basic attack with a melee weapon to trigger Fighter Spirit. Fighter Spirit gives you 50% damage reduction, and you can combine that with something like Blasting Charge tier 2, which increases that by another 20% for a total of 70%, and it's not increasing it by 20% of 50, percent, but it's 20% on top of the 50, so you get a total of 70. The Forge has something similar on a Vent Vortex Bomb tier 2, which gives it those same 20% damage reduction in melee combat. So that gives you 70, and with just that, by using a melee attack or a melee skill, you get 70% damage reduction. But again, the cap is 90. How do we reach 90% as the cap? There's things like a Living Barrier that gives you 50% damage reduction for a certain duration. It's an active skill of the Blood Drinker Relic. There's something called Skittering Shoulders, which gives you for 15 or 30 seconds with the set bonus AoE field on the ground. That gives you, while standing inside it, 50% damage reduction. So with those two, you can go over the 70% that you can get, or if you don't get the 20% damage reduction from the tier 2 bonus of a certain skill, you can just stack 50 plus 50 and still reach the 90 cap. Another thing that can give you damage reduction, but it's only 2% damage reduction, is the Bloody Chalice. I think they might stack the Bloody Chalices. They give you 2% damage reduction for 8 seconds, and maybe if you collect multiple, you can stack this. This is a passive of the Blood Drinker. Another thing that you can consider is Hammer Spin tier 3. It gives you 50% damage reduction shield on cast for 6 seconds, regardless whether you hit an enemy or not. And that's great. Then the Realm Master has even more damage reduction from the Shield Car. Shield Car's active skill is a shield appears around the card for 8 seconds. Standing in the shield grants 50% damage reduction. And there's also a passive bonus that you get permanently when near your train, which is 10% damage reduction. With this passive and the Fighter Spirit upgraded version, you get 80%. Just by being next to your train, without including the active skill. And this is just a great bonus to consider. Now, the Forged has no skills that can give him damage reduction, but it has skill that gives it defense. I would really like to see power projection instead of increasing the defense of the Forge to give it damage reduction, which would be amazing for ranged builds and melee builds alike. Keep in mind that I mentioned the Skittering Shoulder earlier. Currently you activate Skittering Shoulder by using the Dance of Death, 1000 Volt Burst, Cold Front, then Summoning Smash, or Arachnid Assault, which is the big relic skill. This is gonna change, and this Skittering Shoulder would give you an active skill which you can place on your skill bar and use on demand whenever you need that damage reduction. So that's pretty much it about the damage reduction. If you'd like to get notified when I upload more content for Torchlight 3 or other Wooter games, whether it's RPGs or shooters or even something in between, you can subscribe to my channel. You can also click the bell button to not miss the notifications, and optionally, if you feel like it, you can even click the join button to be a member of my YouTube channel, which is completely optional and doesn't change your viewing experience of the other content in any way. So thank you Struck Club for watching this video, keep it cool, until next time, and goodbye from me.